Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got a truly heartwarming tale for you. A story about how love can blossom even in the most unlikely of places. So, grab your favorite snack, maybe a cup of tea, and get ready to hear about Arav and Mira, whose love story defied decades of rivalry. Our story begins in the charming, snow-dusted town of Rosewood, just as the annual winter festival was about to kick off. Picture this: fairy lights twinkling everywhere, the air thick with the delicious scent of hot cocoa. Sounds idyllic, right? Well, not. You see, Rosewood had a long-standing feud, a rivalry that had simmered for over 20 years between two families. The Race and their bakeries, Rye's Sweet Delights and Sing's Sugar Haven, stood directly across from each other, a silent testament to their constant competition. No festival, no wedding, no season ever passed without them going head. But here's where things get interesting. Amidst all this contention were two young hearts, Arav Rai and Mira Singh, who neither family ever expected. Arav at 22 was the calm, thoughtful type, always up at 5 a.m., helping his dad knead dough. Mira, 21, was confident, kind, and incredibly artistic with her cake designs. They had literally grown up watching each other from across the street. They never spoke, but there were always those stolen glances. For them, the other wasn't an enemy, just someone they wanted to know. One quiet evening, after a long, tiring day, Mira stepped out of her family bakery, needing a breath of cool air. The street was peaceful, covered in a fresh blanket of soft snow. Across the way, Arav was locking up his shop. Their eyes met, and this time, instead of looking away, she smiled. Mira paused. Then, a small, soft, but very real smile spread across her face in return. Arav, feeling a sudden surge of courage, walked closer, still on his side of the road. "Cold night," he said gently.
"Yeah," Mira replied, rubbing her hands together.
"But the stars look pretty." Arav looked up, then back at her. "They do," he agreed. A comfortable silence settled between them, a peaceful moment. But then, A voice shattered it. Arav, come inside. We don't talk to them. It was his father. Arav's smile vanished. He gave Mira a quick, regretful nod and walked away.
The very next morning,
the town was abuzz with news. Both bakeries were set to compete for the best cake of the year at the winter festival. The whole town would vote, and the winner would get a golden trophy and a huge newspaper feature. The rivalry, already intense, suddenly became fiercer than ever. But destiny, as it often does, had other plans. Just 2 days before the festival, Mira went to the nearby lake, hoping to gather some fresh flowers for her cake decorations. The path was icy, and in a terrifying moment, she slipped and plunged into the freezing water. Her scream echoed through the quiet air. Without a second thought, Arav, who just happened to be passing by, ran and jumped straight in after her. The water was like knives, sharp and agonizing, but he grabbed her hand and pulled her out, saving her from the icy grip of the lake. Shivering, soaked to the bone, Mira stared at him. You saved me." He just shrugged softly, his teeth chattering slightly. "You would have done the same for me," he said. Mira looked at him then, truly seeing him for the first time. "Thank you," she whispered. He smiled, a genuine, warm smile. "Careful next time. The world needs your smile." Her cheeks, despite the cold, flushed warm. After that day, their secret meetings became more frequent in the hidden corners of the old library garden, on the silent steps of the chapel, by the frozen lake where he saved her. They talked for hours, sharing dreams, fears, and their true feelings about life beyond their family expectations. "One snowy night," Mira whispered, "what if our families never accept this?" Arav looked at her, his gaze gentle and firm. "Then we'll show them that love is stronger than rivalry." Festival day arrived, bright and bustling. The town square shimmered with fairy lights, music, and the irresistible aroma of baked goods. The Rye family presented a magnificent 3-layer chocolate cake. The Singh family proudly displayed a stunning heart-shaped strawberry cake adorned with edible roses. But then an unexpected disaster struck. As Arav was carefully carrying his cake to the stage, he slipped on a patch of ice. The cake tumbled, shattering into pieces on the ground. A collective gasp rippled through the crowd. His father, horrified, shouted, "Arav, do you even care about this family?" Arav stood frozen, utterly ashamed. Suddenly, Mira stepped forward. She walked directly to Arav, took his trembling hands in hers, and in a loud, clear voice declared, "He saved my life, and I care about him." Whispers erupted through the crowd. Her father looked absolutely furious. "Mira, step away from him." But Mira didn't budge. Arav looked at her, his eyes wide with surprise and a hint of hope. "Mira," she took a deep breath, turning to face both their bewildered families. "I'm tired of this hatred," she said, her voice ringing with conviction. "Arav and I We care about each other. Why should your rivalry decide our lives? A profound silence descended. Snowflakes drifted slowly from the sky, as if in a slow dance. Then Arav stepped closer to her, his hand still clasped in hers. I love her, he said quietly, but everyone heard. The crowd held its breath. Mira looked at him, tears welling in her eyes, a mixture of surprise and profound happiness. I love you too, she choked out. For a moment, everything was still. Then an old woman, Mrs. Kapoor, a beloved figure in the town, walked onto the stage. She smiled kindly at both families. Love isn't a war, she said softly. If these two young hearts can see past bitterness, why can't you? The crowd nodded, murmuring in agreement. Children, catching the mood, clapped their small hands. Finally, Mira's mother stepped forward, tears glistening in her eyes. If my daughter is I will not stand in her way. Arav's father hesitated, then let out a long sigh. Maybe this rivalry has gone on long enough, he conceded. That evening, something truly remarkable happened. Instead of competing, both families did something no one had ever witnessed before. They made one cake together, half chocolate, half strawberry, beautifully decorated with